On your videos. Then I'll come to know, na, you're in the class. On your videos, or I'll also off my video. On your videos, all of you. But I'll also off my video, audio, everything inside. Okay. Then we can, at least online becomes an offline class, isn't it? When we see at each other, when I come to know, okay, you like this subject or you're struggling in this subject, you understood the subject or not, how will I come to know? So we completed till 13th verse. Rishabh Dev?
Yes, Mataji.
Yes,
Okay.
Mataji.
Now 14th verse on this. So how many of you, one of you should tell me all the 6 questions. So that revision again, if we do it is nice. All the 6 questions. Milind Prabhu, 3 questions you will say, Sanjay Prabhu will say another 3 questions. Answer will be given by Gadi Mataji first 3 questions and Aruna Mataji will give next 3 questions. First 3 questions.
So the
Verse number also. Verse number.
Verse number, first question is verse number 9.
It should be now by heart. We should not see 9. First chapter 9. Okay. What
So
is the question?
The first question, explain to us in an easily understandable way that you ascertain to be the absolute and the ultimate goal for all the people in general. So what is the goal? That's the first question.
What is the ultimate benefit for everyone? Simple, one line. What is the thing which is beneficial for everyone? Okay, second question.
Second question is verse 11, and it is about what is the essence of all the scriptures.
What is the thing which is going to satisfy everyone?
Yeah, for the satisfaction of all the people.
Correct, one word. But first was, what is the thing which is going to benefit everyone? Second is, what is the thing which is going to satisfy everyone? Okay, third one.
And what is the purpose by Krishna? It is verse number 12. And why Krishna appeared in the womb of Devaki as the son of Vasudeva.
Okay, 9, 11, and 12. 3 questions. Okay. Next, Sanjay Prabhu. Next 3 questions.
The fourth question is in verse number 17, where the rishis wanted to know about the various incarnations.
Which incarnations?
They were 18 is Leela Avatar, means what are the adventures performed in the various Leela
18,
Avatar.
17th one?
17th one, Guna Avatar.
Kala Avatar.
Kala Avatar, yeah.
Kala Avatar. You can say Guna also, but it's Kala has been told very specifically. The word Kala has come. Kala Avatar, Leela Avatar. Next, last question.
Last is 34, where they've asked that where the Dharma will take shelter in this Kali.
So, 9, 11, 12, 17, 18, 34. This much, even in the night, if I ask you, one night I will, 1 o'clock like that. I don't get sleep, which may. So, 1 o'clock, I will ring and ask you, tell me all the verse number. You should, at least you should know all the verse number. The next will be, tell the verses also. You have to learn the verses. Thursday, I will
Mataji, 34 nahi, 23.
23.
34 nahi. Haan.
See, whatever you say, I'm going to repeat that. If you say wrong, I will say wrong. I'm not going to say. If you say 34, 34 is there or what in that chapter?
No.
I wanted you to correct. Somebody should correct that.
23.
So, 9, 11, 12, 17, 18 and
23.
23. Okay, now answers. Gadi Mataji, first 3 answers. Verse numbers.
Trying, Mataji, but The first answer is like the question itself is the answer to the question. Like, what is the ultimate goal?
Verse number?
This is verse number 9. 9 it is.
9?
Uh,
Is it right? Verse number 9 or what?
No, the question is ninth verse. But
Answer?
the answer is
2.5.
Yes. If I'm not right.
Yes, 2.5.
Yeah, correct. No? 2.5 is the answer, where the question itself is the answer. The second question, the essence is asked. There,
essence or satisfied? Essence only, but what is the thing which is going to satisfy everyone?
Which satisfies. So this is said in the question is 11th verse, but the answer is given as 2.6.
Very good. Wonderful.
So there.
Third one
is question third. Answer is given as 2.34, I think. Yeah. 34.
Yes, there 34 came. Sanjay Prabhu, you gave the answer only.
Actually, 2.34 is the answer.
Last one. Last one? Is it the last one? Yes. Last verse is the third
answer.
Okay, 4, 5, 6. 4, 5, 6. In that 4, it should say 5 and 6. And here we are going now. So Aruna is going to say. Whom I told? Aruna. Unmute yourself.
Hare Krishna, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Now the 17th verse was the question. The answer is 2.23. Hare Krishna. 2.23 is the answer.
Very good.
And then the next question is 18th verse.
Leela Avatar.
Leela Avatar. And last one is the question is, where will Dharma take shelter?
All those 2 questions are there. Answer is there in the 3rd chapter. We'll come across that.
Yeah.
Now we are not mentioning any verse. At least we know the last 2, Leela Avatara and where Dharma is going to take shelter of, is there in this chapter. Okay? Now you know your master of Bhagavatam, you know 6 questions, you know where are the 6 answers. Over, our work is done. Now we are going to go further. What are the different incarnations? Okay, who can say which is the first incarnation? Now we are in the Ashtama. All 8 incarnations. Dhara, third. Who can say? One who has studied, he will say, or she will say. One who is opening book on Tuesdays and Thursdays. S Bhakti Vaibhava will say, very good, wonderful. All 8 incarnations. Why so
Yes,
much
Mataji,
of sound?
the first,
Where are you?
I'm in a restaurant, Mataji.
Restaurant. From restaurant studying Bhagavatam. Get along. Are you supposed to eat in the restaurant?
Certainly not. Certainly not.
Then what are you going to eat in the restaurant?
I've ordered some stir-fried vegetables.
But that contains onion garlic?
Yes.
Will you eat onion garlic? You're a Bhakti Vaibhava student.
Yeah, I will quit very soon. Presently, I am not quit.
You should order Jain food at least.
Yeah. Jay and Ashwini are having Jain food. They don't have onion garlic. So the first,
I'll get beatings for admitting you in the Bhakti and Bhakti Vaibhava.
I know. I understand. Very soon, I will be giving you a good news. First incarnation for Kumaras.
Second.
The second incarnation, Varahadev. The third incarnation.
Second is Varahadev. Second is Varahadev.
Second is Sukkar. Yeah. Sukkar.
Okay. Second is, if he is wrong, somebody should say he is wrong. I am not going to say whether he is wrong or right. First is.
Mataji is right. He is right, Mataji.
Okay. Third incarnation.
Thank you, Raksha Mataji. Third is Narad Muni. Fourth is Naranarayan Rishi.
Fifth is
Okay.
Kapila Muni. Sixth is Dattatreya. Seventh is Yajna. Eighth is Rishabdev.
Very good. Okay, now mute your phone. So much of sound. Okay, who can repeat? Sanjay Prabhu, can you repeat? At least first two. Then second two, Gyan Prabhu. Third, fourth, Rajiv Prabhu. Fifth, sixth, Ramakrishna Prabhu.
Yeah, first is 4 Kumaras.
Hmm.
Second, Varaha Avatar.
Varaha Avatar, over. Now, Gyan Prabhu.
Krishna Mataji. Third one is Narad Muni
Ah.
and Nar Narayan Rishi.
Okay, Narad Muni, Nar Narayan Rishi. Fifth, sixth, Rajiv Prabhu. You're also in any restaurant. Rajiv Prabhu. All are fooling me, no? You all. Khanna Prabhu, where are you? Okay. Okay, Madhi Manjari Mataji. Fifth, sixth.
Kapila Muni, Dattatreya.
Very good. Okay, Ramakrishna Prabhu. Ramakrishna Prabhu. Vimla Mataji.
Yagya and Rishabdev.
Yagya and
Rishabdev.
very good. All 8 who can say patapat again. Chakan Prabhu. Without saying.
Hare Krishna Mataji. First is Chatush Kumar. Second is Vara Avatar. Then Narad Muni Avatar. Then Nar Narayan Avatar. Kapil Dev Avatar. Dattatreya Avatar. Yagya Avatar. And Rishabh Avatar.
Very good. Wonderful. Who wants to try out? Vinita Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Chant all the 8 avatars. Till now, what we have done.
Yeah. The first one is 4 Kumaras. Second one is Bor, the incarnation of Varaha. Then Narada Muni. Then Naranarayana Muni. Then comes Kapila Muni, Dattatreya, Yajna Avtara, then Rishabdev.
Very good. So it is fixed in your mind now?
Yes, ma'am.
Will not forget. One more time, who can tell? Bindu Mataji. So once you know what are the first 8, then we'll go ahead. Yes, Bindu Mataji. Super fast.
Mataji. 4 Kumaras, Varaha, Narad Muni, Nar Narayan Rishi, Kapila Muni, Dattatreya, Yagya Rishi, and Rishabdev.
Rishabdev. Okay. Now 14th verse onwards. ऋषिभिर्याचितो भेजे लवमं पार्थिवं वपुः दुग्धे माम् औषधि उप्रास्तेनायं स उषत्तमः ऋषिभिर्याचितो भेजे नवमं पार्थिवं वपुः दुग्धे मामौषधि विप्रास्तेनायं स उषत्तमः. Kusum Mataji, you're traveling or you're at home?
Mataji, I'm traveling, Mataji.
Okay. Madhvi Manjari Mataji.
The train, Mataji.
Mute your phone. Madhvi Manjari. Chant the words first. You chant, then I'll chant.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna. Rishibhiryachito beje.
Rishi, all of you will chant. I'll be seeing the lips now of everyone. Rishibhiryachito bheje.
Navamam parthivam vapu.
Navamam parthivam vapuhu.
Dugde mam oshadir vipras.
Dugde mam aushadhi vipras.
Tenayam sa ushattama.
Tenayam sa ushattamaha. So Rishi, by the sages, Yachitaha. So this 9th incarnation, Navamam, is being prayed by the sages. They've accepted him. They've accepted. Whom? Parthivam Prithu Maharaj, who is the ruler of the earth. Vapuhu Dugde. Vapuhu Dugde. So he has been accepted, this body, Vapuhu, Dugdhe. So the word to word translation has not been put in a very correct way. So here, Dugdhe Imam Aushadhi. So here refers to Vapuhu, means the body of his father was churned. Then he got this Vapuhu, this body. His body, Vena, was a very, very impious king. So when there is an impious king, the Brahmanas have all the right to dethrone that king. So what they did was they churned the body of Vena. And they wanted a wonderful ruler. Lord himself appeared as Prithu, the empowered incarnation of Lord. So in this way, Vapuhu, he got this body. After being churned, you can say churned is also known as milking. Imam Aushadhi, the whole earthly planet became so beautiful, so attractive. All Aushadhis grew just because a wonderful ruler is actually ruling the earthly planet, Vipraha. So these Brahmanas were very happy. Tena ayam sa ushattamaha. So in this way, the whole earthly planet, Ushattamaha, became so attractive, very beautiful, attractive. So these Vipras, these Brahmanas, they churned the body of his father. If you see the translation of Brahmana in the 9th incarnation, the Lord prayed by the sages, accepted the body of a king Prithu who cultivated the land to yield various produces. And for that reason, the earth was beautiful and attractive. There is one thing here, Dugdha, milking. What is it milking and what is it Vapuhu? That churning was done in the purport Srila Prabhupada gives. The churning was done by the Brahmanas. That is why when there is an impious king, what is the real meaning of democracy? What is the meaning of democracy?
Demon crazy. Demon crazy. Prabhupada used to say democracy is demon crazy.
And also we know one more thing, of, by and for. If the ruler is for the people, if the decision is of the people, or you can say the ruler is selected by the people, then that is democracy. Or if the ruler just tries to do autocracy, then it is democracy on the name of democracy. So autocracy cannot be allowed. But democracy means they have the right to choose a right person. If the person is not right, then everyone has the right, especially the learned people have the right. Now the question arises, if the learned Brahmanas had the right to dethrone the ruler, then they should have taken that responsibility. Why they wanted Lord to come and take the responsibility? It is that Brahmanas have many other work. It is not that they just have to do the ruling. They have to guide the ruler. They have to guide, in fact, every society. So they have much more activity than any other varnas, because Brahmanas are the head of the community. It is said even the head of Krishna is compared to the Brahmanas. That means they have to study the scriptures. They have a lot of work. They have to study the scriptures. They have to guide the people. They have to guide other societies, everyone. So there was, purport. We'll read, Gyan Prabhu, read the purport.
Krishna Mata Idhanwar Pranam. Purport by Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Before the advent of King Prithu, there was great havoc of maladministration due to the vicious life of the previous king, the father of Maharaj Prithu. The intelligent class of men, namely the sages and the Brahmanas, not only prayed for the Lord to come down, but also dethrone the previous king. It is the duty of the king to be pious and look after the all-around welfare of the citizens. Whenever there is some negligence on the part of the king in discharging his duty, the intelligent class of men must dethrone him. The intelligent class of men, however, do not occupy the royal throne because they have much more important duties for the welfare of the public. Instead of occupying the royal throne, they prayed for the incarnation of the Lord. And the Lord came as Maharaja Prithu. Real intelligent men or qualified Brahmanas never aspire for political posts. Maharaj Prithu excavated many produces from the earth, and thus not only did the citizens become happy to have such a good king, but the complete sight of the earth also became beautiful and attractive. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
So real democracy was at that time. They had all the right to choose the right ruler. If there is a wrong ruler, they had the right to dethrone him. In the name of democracy, now what we are, actually we are not in a democratic condition. If we see our ruler is not right, then we don't have the right even to remove him. Just on the name of democracy, we are actually following democracy. That is what Srila Prabhupada always says. It is not democracy. If we see our ruler is not right, we are just quiet. Anywhere you can see. Even in any of the spiritual institutions also, if we find the authorities are not proper, still everybody has to keep quiet. They're not able to do anything. Where is democracy? We are actually autocrat rulers. Autocracy is going on anywhere. Because unity is not there. Unity is the strength. If that unity is there, then everything can happen. If there are so many other thoughts, if and buts and all are there, nothing can be done. That is why Prabhupada says, united we stand, divided we fall. In any place, if this unity is not there, we can find such malpractices happening anywhere. Name it as a spiritual institution or your political institution, anywhere. Rupam sa jagruhe matsyam chakshusho dadhi samplave navyaropya mahimayam apad vaivasvatam manu vaivasvatam rupam sa jagruhe matsyam chakshusho dadhi samplavena vyarupyo mahimayam apad vaivasvatam manu. Okay, Khanna Prabhu, read after me. Rupam sa jagruhe matsyam, matsya rupa. Rupam, you chant after me. Rupam sa jagruhe matsyam. Yeah.
Okay. Rupam sa jagrehe matsyam.
Chakshusho dadhi samplave.
Chakshusho dadhi samplave.
Navyarupya mahimayam.
Navyarupya mahimayam.
Apad vaivasvatam manum.
Apad vaivasvatam
manum. Now, Matsya avatar has been spoken. Now, when did this Matsya avatar come? When it came, Lord accepted the form of a fish. Why? When it came after the Chakshusha Manu's period is over, when there was a complete inundation. That means the whole world is completely now inundated. That means now it's destroyed, you can say. After the period of Chakshusha Manu, Lord takes back, again gives back. And the whole world was deep within the water. At that time, Lord accepted the form of Matsya Rupa, and protected Vaivasvat Manu. The next Manu who is going to come, Vaivasvat Manu. After Chakshusha Manu, Vaivasvat Manu is going to rule. So Lord protected Vaivasvat Manu, keeping him up on a boat. So according to Sridhara Swami, he is the original commentator of Bhagavatam. He says there is not always a devastation. There's not always a devastation after the change of every Manu. Yet this devastation happened after the Chakshusha Manu took place in order to show some wonders to Satyavrat Muni. You know the story, Satyavrat Muni got this darshan. But Sri Jiva Goswami has given definite proof from authoritative scriptures. Mute your phone. Vimla Mataji. So from authoritative scriptures like Vishnu, Dharmottara, Markandeya Purana, Harivamsha, etc., that there is always a devastation, destruction or devastation after the end of each and every Manu. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur has also supported Jiva Goswami. And he, that is Chakravarti, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, has also quoted from Bhagavatamrita about this inundation after each Manu. Sridhar Swami says there is need not be any devastation, need not be. Sometimes maybe, sometimes may not be. But here very clearly says, yes, after every Manu, there is a devastation. After this, the Lord, in order to show special favor to Satyavrat Muni, a devotee of the Lord, in this particular period, incarnated himself. So he wanted to see Satyavrat Muni, did a lot of tapasya to have darshan of Lord. That is how Lord shows him. So Lord appears to protect Vaivasvat Manu. Lord also appeared to show mercy unto Satyavrat Muni. So whenever Lord appears, there is a purpose. So ninth incarnation, 8th. Now this is ninth incarnation. Navyamo. Navyaropyaha. Navi aropyaha, you can say. Navi aropyaha. Rupyaha. Mahimayam. Mahimayam refers to this earth. This earth was completely drowned. Mahimayam. So Lord protected Vaivasvat Manu because he is now going to be the next Manu. Now let us see the 10th incarnation. Not 10th, no, 9th, 10th. 9th over 10th, 11th incarnation. Sorry. Navi refers here not to 9th, it is referred to boat. Yes. Navi Aropya Mahimayam. Yes. Lord appeared like a boat. Okay, 9 and 10 is over. Now 11th incarnation. So Prithu over and Matsya over. Now is Kurma, that is tortoise, Kurma incarnation. Sura Suranam Udhadim Mathnatam Mandarachalam Dadhe Dadhre Kamatharupena Prushta Ekadashi Vibhuhu. So in this way, Sura Suranam Udhadim Sura Suranam. There were theists, we know. Now they wanted to churn the ocean. They wanted to remove the nectar. Suras took one side, Asuras took one side. And they, for churning, what they did, they took Vasuki. Now they were churning with the Vasuki snake, but then we know also the story, how Krishna took the side of first, he took the side of any of Suras only. Now they asked, which side you want? The Lord told, we will take the side of the mouth of Vasuki, we'll hold that side. Any of Asuras, they always doubt Krishna and the Suras. They told why they should take the mouth side and we should take the tail side. Okay, we will take that. You all come to the tail side and we will take the mouth side. So in this way, Lord and the Suras, they were saved from the smoke which was coming out from the mouth of Vasuki. Because while churning, naturally it was paining for Vasuki, and Vasuki was throwing out the fire. And these Asuras were actually completely like all smoke, they were blackened. Now after catching this, they could not actually, they tied to the Mandara mountain, they tied this Vasuki, they were trying to churn, but there should be some pivot. This whole mountain was going like this and like this. There should be some pivot. Like when you churn some makhan, it should be in the vessel. If it is not connected to the vessel, this will go here and there. That is why Lord accepted the form of a kurma, tortoise. And this whole Mandarachal Parvat was kept on that pivot, and now the churning happens very nice. And there is another commentary given by Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur. He says, Lord had the itching on the back. So Lord liked the churning. Like sometimes you tell your children, hey, see, I have some itching. Why don't you scratch and give? So that scratching happened on the back of Kurma. And Kurma was very, very happy, is enjoying. Now Lord is there along with Suras. This is the only Leela where Lord appeared in 3 forms. Lord is there with the Suras also. Lord is there as Kurma also. and Lord is present on the top of the Mandarachal mountain. So in 3 places, Lord is present. So now Lord accepted the form of a tortoise and served as a pivot for the Mandarachal mountain. Sura Suranam Udadhim. Udadhim means in the ocean. What is happening? Mathnanam, Matnatam means the churning is happening. Of what? Mandarachal Parvat. Dhadre. So to sustain the churning, Kamatha Rupena. You see, tortoise is known as Kamatha Rupena. So if there is a fill in the blanks for you, dash Rupena for Mandarachal Parvat. Don't write Kurma. What you'll write? Kamatha Rupena. These all words are so beautiful. Just try to absorb these words. Kamatha Rupena. Prishthe Ekadashe Vibhu. This is the 11th incarnation. Dashavatar speaks only about 10 incarnations. Now just see here now, 11th incarnation is going on. 24 important incarnations has been spoken in Srimad Bhagavatam. So read the purport. Vimla Pramataji, read the purport.
Hare Krishna. Once both the atheist and theist were engaged in producing nectar from the sea so that all of them could become deathless by drinking it. At that time, the Mandarachal hill was used as the churning rod, and the shell of Lord Tortoise, the incarnation of Godhead, became the resting place of the hill in the sea water.
So that shell became the resting place. Pivot. Next, 11th ho gaya. Now 12th incarnation, Dhanavantari, Ayurveda, the Lord of Ayurveda. Because when the churning is going on, at that time, now fourth incarnation happens immediately. Now see, 3 already are present. Kurma is there, Lord is present, on the top also. Why such talking is happening? Okay. Now Lord appears as Dhanavantari. Lord appears as Dhanavantari. Why Nico?
बड़े प्रभु म्यूट बड़े प्रभु
हाँ
बड़े प्रभु
Bade Prabhu, mute your phone. Mute your phone. Okay. So Lord appears as Dhanavantari and he brings the nectar. And again for that fight and all happens. So here, Dhanavantaram Dvadashamam Trayodashamam Evacha Apayayat Suran Anyan Mohinya Mohayan Striya. Mohini avatar has also been spoken. 12th is Dhanavantari, 13th is Mohini. Dhanvantaram Dvadashamam Trayodashamam Evacha Apayayat Suran Anyaha Mohinya Mohayan Striya. Mohini. So we know what happens. When Dhanavantari brings the nectar, there is a fight for this nectar. Now these asuras, they got the nectar. Now somehow that nectar has to be taken from their hands. If they drink the nectar, then what will happen? They will become immortal, and their rules will happen, and they will start ruling. They'll get more strength. So now again, Lord appears as Mohini avatar, and allures these demons. He appears like a beautiful woman, allures the demons. The demons are just looking at her. And Mohini says, please give me the nectar. I'll pour in your hands. Just stand like this. I'll start pouring. They were so allured by the beauty. They're just looking. And here Mohini is going on giving it to whom? To the Suras. She started giving this nectar to the Suras. Some drop fell at Rahu and Ketu. That is why Rahu and Ketu, though were the demons, but they got some drop, which actually the Lord understands that they have got. And immediately Lord cuts there. One's head is cut, one's body is cut, some nectar goes inside. It's like this, something happens, 2 of them. If you see, they are deformed bodies. Rahu and Ketu are deformed bodies. So that story is there, beautiful story is there. When you come to the When we study more Srimad Bhagavatam, all those things will be cleared. So that is how Mohini Avatar. So now here 12th Avatara and 13th Avatara has been spoken. Next now 14th Avatar. May 15th is Narsimha Jayanti. 14th Avatar, Chaturdasham. Chaturdasham Narasimham Bhibra Dadyendram Urjitam Dadarat Karajair Purava Erakam Katakrit Yatha Chaturdasham Narasimham Bhibra Datyendram Urjitam Dadara Karajairura Erakam Katakrit Yatha. Now the 14th incarnation, Lord appeared as Chaturdasham. Narasimham is appeared as Narsimha, half man, half lion. Bibrad Daitya Indram, Daitya Indram. So he was the Indra of the Daityas. That means he was the king of the demons. That is Hiranyakashipu. Urjitam Dadhara. He was strongly built. But then what Lord did? Dadhara Karajahi. Karajahi means by his nails. Karajahi means with his nails, Dadhara. He bifurcated the strong body. Mute your phone. Mute your phone. Here I'm getting the echo. Or just close it now. They know that you are present. Just off it. Okay. Purava Erakam. Off. Off. Urava Erakam. So Urava Erakam refers to Urava means on the lap. Erakam means like cane. He just cut a krita, carpenter. Like how the carpenter cuts the canes in the same way, just like Urava Erakam. Just in the same way, what he did? Narsimha just tore off the body of Hiranyakashipu. So that has been given. So this is a 4th incarnation, 14th incarnation. So all the Lord appears. What is the reason of Lord's appearing? To fulfill the desire of Brahma first. To fulfill the desire of Hiranyakashipu. To prove the words of Prahlad to be true. To prove the words of Brahma to be true. Lord appears. Brahma says, Brahma gives the words that yes, whatever your desires are there, that will be fulfilled. I should not die. You know, so many clauses were kept. No day, no night. No inside, no outside. Not on the sky, not on the earth, not in the water. So many. Not by any weapons, not by any human, not by any animal. Now, all these desires were there with, which was put by Hiranyakashipu to Brahma. So, Lord fulfilled the desire. Lord also fulfilled the desire of Brahma, because Brahma said Tathastu. And also, Lord proved the words of Brahma. And Lord proved the words of Prahlad Maharaj. Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhritya Bhashitam. There's a nice verse which says Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhritya Bhashitam. If a Nijabhritya, if his servant gives a word, Satyam Vidhatum, Krishna has to prove those words. Krishna has given this, that if my devotees give a word, I will prove it. So that is a verse in 7th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam which states Satyam Vidatum Nijabhritya Bhashitam. Nijabhritya, my servant has given, my Bhritya, my Sevak has given this word, and I will prove it. And that is how Lord appears. Why Lord appears? This is the only reason. Nijabhritya Bhashitam. Satyam Vidhatum Nijabhritya. There may be multiple reasons, but one important reason of Narsimha appearing is to prove the words of his devotee. Lord is there in the pillar? Yes. Not even thought for a fraction of a second. But yes and yes. Because that much confidence Prahlad has. So in this way, When Lord appears, there are multiple reasons. Now, Panchadasham Vamanakam, Vamana Avatara. Vamana Avatara also comes in Manvantara. In one of the Manvantara, Lord appears as Vamana. Vamana also comes in Leela Avatara, especially when he takes his feet on the sky, completely covers the whole sky, keeps the 1 feet on the earth, completely covers, and then 1 feet on the head of Bali Maharaj, to prove that Bali Maharaj is the Acharya for Atma Nivedana. Whenever Lord appears, there is a reason. He wants to show that Bali Maharaj, in spite of being born in the Daitya family, is far superior than even Suras. But what to do? Suras only can rule. If Bali Maharaj is kept as a ruler, then this pratha will start. Then everybody need not be like Bali Maharaj, because any of all are Asuras. Now, Prahlad Maharaj, Bali Maharaj, there are exceptions in Asuras. But just seeing these exceptions and this authority is given to the Asuras, and the whole world will be ruled by Asuras. Anyhow, there are no Asuras now. No less Asuras now. They're also ruling only. But Lord wants to see that Suras are ruling. So, tactfully, Lord took all the opulences from Bali Maharaj. Though Bali Maharaj gave all his opulences, Lord gave himself to Bali Maharaj. That's the most wonderful thing Lord did. Lord wants to show that, see, though being an Asura, Asura means one who has so much of desire for the properties, desire for sense gratification. Here, everything has been given by Bali Maharaj. That is why Lord gave himself to Bali Maharaj. Panchadashamam Vamanakam Krutva Advaram Bale Padatrayam Yachamanaha Pratyaditsustri Ishtapam Panchadasham Vamanakam Krutva Advaram Bale Padatrayam Yachamanaha Pratyaditsustri Ishtapam. Vimalangi Mataji, chant after me. I think 18th also we did not chant, right?
Mataji, which verse is it?
18th and 19th.
Okay.
Third chapter. So 18th also will chant, 19th also will chant. Chant after me. Chaturdashamam Narasimham
Chaturdasamam Narasimham
Bibradaityendram Urjitam
Vibradaityendram Urjitam
Dadara Karajai Purav
Pradarakarajayururav
Erakam Katakrityatha
Erakam
Erakam
Katakridyatha.
Canes are cut by the carpenter. What a comparison. Canes are cut by the carpenter. Hiranyakashipu is cut by Narsimha. Next. Panchadashamam Vamanakam
Panchadasamam Vamanakam
Krutva Gadadvaram Balehe
Krutva Gadava Rambale
Krutva Gadadvaram Balehe
Krutva Gad Adavaram Bale.
Adha is not there. Advaram Bale. Padatrayam
Padatrayam
Yachamanaha Pratyadhitsustri Ishtapam
Pratyaditsustri Pistapam.
See how nice Swadhyaya happens on the tongue. Sanjay Prabhu, read after me. Panchadashamam Vamanakam
Panchadasham Vamanakam
Krutva Gadadvaram Bale
Vidva Gadatvaram Bale
Padatrayam Yachamanaha
Padatrayam Yachamanaha याचमान
प्रत्याधित्सु स्त्री पिष्टपम
प्रत्यादिस्तु स्त्रीपम
पिष्टपम. Okay. Panchadashamam. This is the 15th now in the line of incarnation. Vamanakam, the dwarf Brahmana. Krutva aghada adhvaram. What did he do? Lord went in the assumption, or Lord took the form of Brahmana, went to the arena of sacrifice. Bali Maharaj is sitting with Sukracharya, and a sacrifice is going on. And Lord took the form of form of Vamana, went to the arena of sacrifice of King Bali, Balehe. Padatrayam. Now, when a Brahmana comes, naturally the king should ask, what donation you want? Like ISKCON devotees come, then immediately you should know why they have come. If they are talking too much, then you should understand that they want something more. So without they asking, it should immediately be given. When devotees come, immediately you should understand. Receipt book is there in the hand, you should not make them ask her. So now here, without Vamana asking anything, Bali Maharaj said, what can I give you? Just 3 steps. Shukracharya told, he said, only 3 steps. I have so much of land, take na. No, bas, just 3. I am just satisfied. I am a Brahmana, I should not ask anything more. These are present days Brahmanas. Present days Brahmanas are not satisfied with just 2,000 rupees or 3,000 rupees. So present day Brahmana has been depicted by Vamandev. So three steps. Then Shukracharya told, yes, he is cheating. He is actually Vishnu. Don't give him. So Bali Maharaj, what did he do? He did not listen to his teacher. Whenever the teacher says, don't give to the mission of Krishna consciousness, then that teacher is not a teacher. Isn't it? Because giving to Krishna is the prime duty of everyone. Yagyathat karmano nitra lokoyam karma bandhana tadartham karma konteya mukta sangha samachini. Everything has to be given to Krishna. But if the teacher says don't give to Krishna, then the student should reject that teacher. So rejected the teacher. Don't give to Krishna. Why not to give to Krishna? So he rejected that teacher. But then the teacher's words proved right. He just measured whole earthly planet, whole sky, now kept the legs on, even bound Bali. What to speak? Bound Bali also on top of that. After doing this much, also bound Bali. Then Lord had to keep the feet on the head of Bali. And then Lord says, I have given myself to you. Lord took everything from this Asura. He's actually not an Asura, he's a devotee. But born in Asura family, he had to take everything. And that is why Lord gave himself. It has been given. He was willing to regain the kingdom of 3 planetary system. He asked simply for donation of 3 steps of land. Okay. So the purport Srila Prabhupada says, the Almighty God can bestow upon anyone the kingdom of the universe from his very small beginning. And similarly, he can take away the kingdom of the universe on the plea of begging a small piece of land. He can give also, he can remove also. Intentionally, the whole thing goes to Bali Maharaj because Indra was so puffed up. Indra insulted his guru. That is why his strength was reduced. He insulted Brahaspati. His strength was reduced and the whole kingdom went in the hands of Bali Maharaj. Their strength increased. Now when Asuras are there, then the rule will not happen properly. The ruling will not happen properly. That is why Krishna had to take. Now, Panchadasham over. Now, Shodashakam. Avatare Shodashame Pashyan Brahma Druho Nrupan Trih Saptaha Krutavaha Upito Nikshatra Makaron Mahim. Again. Avatare Shodashame Pashyan Brahma Druho Nrupaha Trihi Saptaha Krutavaha Kupito Nihin Kshatram Akaron Mahim. Okay, Sachdev Prabhu. Sachdev Prabhu. Read after me. अवतारे षोडशमे
अवतारे षोडशमे
पश्यन् ब्रह्मा द्रुहो नृपान्
पश्यन् ब्रह्म द्रुहो नृपान्
त्रिः सप्ते कृतवः कुपिते
सप्त कृतवः कुपितो
निः क्षत्राम् अकरोन्महिम्.
शत्राम् अकरोन् महीम्.
Now 16th incarnation, Bhrugupati. Who is Bhrugupati? Parashuram. Parashuram, what he did? Avatare Shodashame Pashyan Brahma Druho Nrupan. Brahma Druho. Whoever were disobedient to the orders of Brahmanas. Brahma Druho. So such Nrupas, such kingly order, 3 saptaha, thrice 7 times, that is 21 times, Krutvaha, Kupitoho. So he engaged himself in just annihilating them or killing them. In killing them 21 times, he traveled around the earthly planet and he killed all the impious kings. Kshatram, such administrative classes, Akarod and Mahim. So what were they doing? They were just impious rulers, not ruling the kingdom properly. That is why Parashuram, though born in a Brahmana family, took the role of a Kshatriya. He is empowered incarnation of Lord Parashuram. That is why we know Dasharatha married so many wives. Because the condition was, if the king is newly wedded, then he will not kill them. So Dasharatha thought, oh, let me go on marrying 21 times. So went on marrying. 200 wives Dasharatha has. We only know important 3, isn't it? 200 wives, 250 wives are there. Something is there in Ramayana regarding this. So anyhow, I was very angry with the Kshatriyas. Kartya Veer Arjuna. We know the story. So Kartya Veer Arjuna, he was a very great king. He took all his soldiers and he was passing through the cottage of, or you can say the hermitage of Parashuram's father. But there he saw when they all went, this king nicely fed them. The sage nicely fed them because he had a Kamadhenu with him. Now the king is thinking that we are so many people and whatever we wanted, this king gave, this saintly person gave, the sage gave. That means he's more richer than me. What can be the cause? So he asked his minister to find out. Said there is a Kamadhenu. So the king told, actually this Kamadhenu should be our property. Whatever belongs in this land is our property. But then the saint showed this Kamadhenu is not stepping on this earthly planet. It actually belongs to me. But then forcibly Kamadhenu was taken to the kingdom. Parashuram, when he comes to know this, that so much of trouble was given even to the cow and the sage. So then he was very angry. He went, fought with this Kartya Veer Arjuna, and he killed him. And then he took a vow that let me kill all these impious kings. 21 times he traveled. And whenever he used to travel, he used to make one Vishnu temple. That's why when Srila Prabhupada, he converted the church into the temple. There was one chakra above the temple, above the church. So then everybody were asking, what is this? He said, this is the chakra because these are all the temples which are made by Parashuram. Afterwards, it became into churches. That is what Srila Prabhupada told. That all these were first, all the temples were made by Parashuram. Okay, then you don't ask me which kala, which temple, when it was made. This is what is told. I just heard it. I'm just giving it to you, this information. Because many yugas have happened after that. So is it in the same place and the dimension also same? I don't know about this. Whatever I have heard, Whatever Prabhupada has answered in the question answer session, it is there. I've just given it to you. Okay. Perfect. Vrindavan Nina Mataji, please read.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandak Pradam. The Kshatriyas, or the administrative class of men, are expected to rule the planet by the direction of the intelligent class of men, who give direction to the rulers in terms of the standard Shastras, or the books of revealed knowledge. The rulers carry on the administration according to that direction. Whenever there is disobedience on the part of the Kshatriyas or the administrative class against the orders of the learned and intelligent Brahmanas, the administrators are removed by force from the posts, and arrangement is made for better administration.
Okay. Next. Now it is 17th incarnation. Tata saptadashi jatah satyavatyaam parasharat chakre vedataru shakha drishtva punsot alpamedasaham saptaha satah tatah saptadasham jatah satyavatyaam parasharat chakre vedataru shakha drishtva pumsolpamedasam. Okay. Who will read? Angel Mataji, you chant after me. Tatha saptadashe jatah
तथा सप्तदशे जातः
satyavatyam parashara
सत्यवत्यां पराशरात्
chakre vedataru shakha
चक्रे वेदतरु शाखा
drishtva pumsolpamedasam.
स्वापुंसोर् नहीं दश्वापुंसोर् प्रमेदश्वा मेदशः
Medasah. Now, Alpa Medasah. We have studied in first chapter the Kali Yuga doshas. Prayan Alpa Yusha Sabhya Kalavasmin Yuge Jana Mandas Mandamatiyo Mandabhagyapadata Alpa Medasah. So, seeing this Alpa Medasah, the people in general will be very less intelligent. So, Veda Vyasa has to appear to put the whole Vedas into writing. So this is the 17th incarnation, that is Veda Vyasa. Tataha, thereafter means after the impious kings and everything are killed. Thereafter, 18th incarnation is to put these Vedas into writing. So Lord appears Satyavatyam in the womb of Satyavati. So Parashar Muni, when he sees the perfect constellation of stars, perfect arrangement of the constellation of the stars, Parashar Muni gives his strength to Satyavati. And in this way, Satyavati gives birth to Vyasa. It is not that the child stayed for a long time, no. When he gives his strength by the divine power, Satyavati immediately gives birth to Vyasa. It is said Vyasa immediately started running toward Badrikash. Satyavati cries, "Oh, you are my child." He says, I will be there whenever you need me. You just think of me, I will be there. That is how we know the story, how Satyavati thinks about Vyasa. When she loses her two sons and Vyasa is there. And in this way, Vyasa, because of Vyasa, the two queens were pregnant, one got Dhritarashtra, one got Pandu. And then the maid servant also fell in love with Vyasa. She gave birth to Vidura. That's how you know the story. So now Vyasa, what is the reason of his appearance? So that he can put the Vedas into writing, make the same Vedas into many branches, sub-branches, and giving this in a very nice way to the people in general who are less intelligent. Pumsaha alpamedasam. So Veda taroho, the desired tree is known as Vedas. And this Vedas are the desired tree, Shakha, Upashakha, and this branches, sub-branches were made. Okay. Raksha Mataji, read the purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Originally, the Veda is one, but Srila Vyasadeva divided the original Veda into four, namely Sam, Yajur, Rig, and Atharva. And then again, they were explained in different branches like the Puranas and Mahabharata. Vedic language and the subject matter are very difficult for ordinary men. They are understood by the highly intelligent and self-realized Brahmanas. But the present age of Kali is full of ignorant men. Even those who are born by Brahmana's father are in the present age no better than the Sudras or the woman. The twice born men, namely the Brahmanas, Kshatriyas, and Vaishyas, are expected to undergo cultural purificatory process known as samskaras. But because of the bad influence of the present age, the so-called members of the Brahmanas and other high order families are no longer highly cultured. They are called the Dvija Bandhus, or the friends and the family members of the twice born. But these Dvija Bandhus are classified among the Sudras and the women. Srila Vyasadeva divided the Vedas into various branches and sub-branches for the sake of the less intelligent class like the Dvija Bandhus, Shudras, and the women.
So Dvija Bandhus, one who are born in a good family, but they are not using the advantageous position what they have got. That is why they're just Dvija Bandhus. So Satyavati, she had two sons, Chitrangana, Vichitravirya. And we know how Bhishma Pitamaha got Ambika, Ambadika, and Amba. Amba did not marry anyone, but Ambika, Ambadika, they got married to these two. But these two left their bodies in a very early time. And then there was no heir to the kingdom. That is where Vyasa gives heir, that is Dhritarashtra and Pandu. And after that, we know how there was a difference, the war starts, Lord appears. So there is a reason behind everything. But the most important reason for Veda Vyasa to appear as Vyasa is to give this Vedas into writing for the less intelligent people. Now, 17th over, now 18th incarnation. Naradevatvam apannah surakarya chikirshaya samudra nigrahadini chakre viryani ataha param. Naradevatvam apannah surakarya chikirshaya samudra nigrahadini chakre viryani ataha param. Anita Mataji, read after me.
Hare Krishna, Dandavat Pranam.
Naradevatvam apannah
Naradevatvam apannah
surakarya chikirshaya
chikirshaya
samudra nigrahadini chakre viryani ataha param. So now here Naradevatvam apannah, assumed. He took the form like Nara. So when Valmiki is inquiring to Narada, can you tell me which Nara has all the 16 qualities? So now, which Nara can have? No Naras can have all the qualities. But then the question is like Nara, by who is having all these qualities? They says there is a Nara who has all these qualities. Intentionally, God has not been told. Nara has been told. Because Lord has assumed a form like a Nara. Why Chikirshaya? To give that pleasure to the Devatas. Because this Ravana, he actually used to treat the Devatas like servants. Ramayana speaks about this. How Indra was made to broom. He occupied the heavenly planets and told Indra only to broom. All the demigods are made as servants. And some demigods used to go and hide because Ravana was so powerful. Ravana wanted to have a staircase, direct staircase. He built also a staircase to heaven. So he used to treat them like a rich man, a rich man, how he treats a saintly person. So that is the behavior of a rich person. So Ravana means one who has the pride over his riches and one who is intoxicated with the desire for enjoying the woman. So lusty desires and the pride. So they don't see whether this person is sadhu or not. So devatas, he used to treat the devatas like servants. So to give pleasure to the devatas, Lord appeared. And to control this Indian Ocean. It is Indian Ocean or Samudra. We call Indian Ocean, Lord. To control the Samudra. Lord tells, give way. Then Samudra did not appear for 3 days. You know the story. Then immediately Lord took the form, angry form. Took his bow and arrow. Now the arrow has been fixed in the bow. Immediately Samudra appears, oh Lord, please forgive. Now what to do with the arrow? It is already, because it is the duty of a Kshatriya. If the arrow is fixed in the bow, then it has to be released. Where to release? Then he releases, that arrow falls in Marwad. You know that? That's why there's a place in Marwad, that is Rajasthan, where you find water, oasis. Because of the arrow which falls in this Rajasthan, there's a new place, Marwad. So that is how Samudra, to terror Samudra. Oh, if you don't listen, and in this Samudra only he allowed his devotees, who are squirrels, bears, monkeys, to build a wonderful path, or you can say a wonderful bridge, Setu Bandhu. So Rama allowed everyone to serve him. He allowed the squirrel also. The squirrel was very happy serving him. Even if the squirrel was not having so much of strength, but still, when everybody were actually telling the squirrel, you are coming on our path, be aside, what you're doing. Then Lord, he identified, or you can say he glorified the service of the squirrel and put his 3 fingers. In this way, he was actually patting the back of the squirrel. So that is how Lord can show mercy to anyone and everyone. He showed even mercy to Ravana also. By killing Ravana, it was actually there's a mercy of Lord shown to Ravana. He wanted to appoint Vibhishana as the king. So Lord appears as Naradevattam. Naradeva. Okay. Read the purport. Anita Mataji, you only read the purport.
Yes. The personality of Godhead Sri Rama assumed the form of human and appeared on the earth for the purpose of doing some pleasing work for the demigods or the existential personality of humanity of the universe. Sometimes great deities like Ravana and Hiranyakashipu and many others become very famous due to advancing material civilization by the help of material science and other activities with the spirit of challenging the established order of the Lord. For example, the attempt to fly to other planets by material means is a challenge to the established order. The conditions of each and every planet are different, and different classes of human beings are accommodated there for particular purposes mentioned in the codes of the Lord. But, puffed up by tiny success in material advancement, sometimes the godless materialistic challenge the existence of God. Ravana was one of them, and he wanted to deport ordinary men to the planet of Indra, heaven, by material means without consideration of the necessary qualifications. He wanted a staircase to be built up directly, reaching the heavenly planet so that people might not be required to undergo the routine of pious work necessary to enter that planet. He also wanted to perform other acts against the established rule of the Lord. He even challenged the authority of Sri Rama, the personality of Godhead, and kidnapped his wife, Sita. Of course, the Lord Rama came to chastise the atheists, this atheist answering the prayer and desire of the demigods. He therefore took up the challenge of Ravana, and the complete activity is the subject matter of the Ramayana. Because Lord Ramchandra was a personality of Godhead, he exhibited superhuman activities which no human being, including the materially advanced Ravana, could perform. Lord Ramchandra prepared a royal road on the Indian Ocean with stones that floated on the water. The modern scientists have done research in the area of weightlessness, but it is not possible to bring weightlessness anywhere and everywhere. But because weightlessness is the creation of the Lord, by which he can make the gigantic planets fly and float in the air, he made the stones even within this earth to be weightless and prepared a stone bridge on the sea without any supporting pillar. That is the display of the power of God. Hare Krishna.
So this is the verse which goes, Etad ichchami aham shrotum param kautuhalam hime maharshe tvam samarthosi gyatum evam vidham naram. Can you tell me who has all these wonderful qualities? Then he says, Ikshvaku vamshaha prabhavo ramo nama janai shrutah niyata atma mahaviryo dutiman vashi. So in Ikshvaku vamshaha, Rama has appeared. He has wonderful qualities. So today is Sita Navami, isn't it? Appearance of Mother Sita. It is said it is not Rama Charitra. We say it is Rama Charitra. The Ramayana is actually about Rama Charitra. No, it is about Sita Charitra. Many acharyas have very clearly said that this Ramayana is actually Sita Charitra. Because Sita Mata has so many wonderful qualities that Rama thinks so nice qualities Sita is having. He's completely amazed to see the qualities of Sita. So there's a nice story behind this also. And how Ramayana was written by Valmiki, even that is also there. When Sita goes to Kaushalya, it's a little bit we should discuss today actually. When Sita goes to Kausalya, when she is going to now, Kaushalya speaks to Sita in so nice way that what you're doing is actually wonderful. You are going with Rama. That's very nice. Nobody can equate your dedication to Rama. That's what has been described. So, Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, Anjali. In this way they go and they serve their parents very nicely. They serve their mother very nicely. And Sita ji says, I want to come with you. At that time, there can be a question. When Rama has told very clearly that he should not come along with me, why should Sita go along with Rama? Now the answer is, a person should perform their Paramarthika Dharma is more important than even Arthika Dharma. For Sita ji, Paramarthika Dharma and Arthika Dharma both were same. That is why it was very easy for Sita to follow. Sita says to Rama in a very soft voice, but she was actually angry. She says, my father thought that I am getting married to a man. But if you don't take me, then my father's words will prove wrong. You have to take me. So the way she speaks in a very diplomatic way, Sita's words were very soft. At the same time, she is very strict also. Yam Sita mama sutaha. Dashrata says, Janak says, Yam Sita. Oh Rama, don't look at everyone. Because all the 4 daughters are there. Don't look at everyone. This is Sita. Yam Sita. She is Sita. Yam Sita mama suta. She is my suta. She is my daughter. Saha dharmacharitava. She is completely dharmachari. Praticha cha eva enam bhadram te panim gruhanibhya panina. Hold her hand. Paninaha means hold her hand. She is my Sita. She is so wonderful. And in this way, Sita's beautiful qualities have been described in Ramayana. Especially in Ramayana, if you see, it is Sita Charitraha. It is not just Ram Charitraha, it is Sita Charitraha. So there's a verse, I'm just searching that verse in the Ramayana. Beautiful verse is there. To get it, I'll just share with you all the qualities of Sita ji has been spoken in the searching. Anyhow, when I'll get it, I'll just post to you all so you can read those verses from Ramayana. Yeah. Okay, now 19th and the 20th incarnation, Krishna and Balaram. You say, what is this? Balaram and Krishna. Their incarnations are what? So this is the answer. This 23rd verse is the answer. Who has appeared? When you say incarnation, we cannot really understand the meaning of incarnation. When you say avatar means Uttarna. Now who has appeared now? Ekona visham vishati me vrishnishu prapya janmani Rama Krishna iti bhuvo Bhagavan aharad haram ekona vimshe vishati me vrishnishu prapya janmani Rama Krishna viti bhuvo Bhagavan aharad bharam. So Bhagavan, Lord himself has appeared. Bhagavan, he has himself has appeared. Ekona visham vishati me. Let us read this verse first. Jakan Prabhu, read along with me after me.
Hare Krishna.
Ekona vishe vishati me.
एकोनविंशे विशति में
एकोनविंशे विशति में
एकोनविंशे विशति में
विंशति में there is a dot there विंशति में वृष्णिषु प्राप्य जन्मनि रामकृष्णाविति भुवो भगवान अहरध्वरम् Bhagavan. So in the ekavimshe means 19th. Vamshati me ekavimshate. You see, one is minus from that vimshati me. Vimshati means 20. From there ekavimshe. So one is minus. So now 19th and the 20th incarnation in the Vrishni dynasty, Prapya Janmani, they have taken birth in this Vrishni dynasty, Janmani, Rama Krishna, Balaram and Krishna. Iti bhuvo, in this world, Bhagavan, Aharat Bharam. In no other place, Bhagavan has been addressed. His avatara has come. But here Bhagavan himself has taken place. He has taken birth. So this Janma, actually this word is only for Krishna. When you have to say Rama's birth, you have to say Ram Navami. You cannot say Ram Janma. Ram Navami or Narsimha Chaturdashi, Vamana Dwadashi. So you have to say like this. But when you say just Janmashtami, it doesn't refer to any other person except Krishna. That is why this Janma is only standing for Krishna. Janma karma cha me divyam. Evam yovitti tatvatah. This Janma Shabd is only for Krishna. Though we may say Hamara bhi Janam Din hai, it is not Janam Din. Janma Shabd is only for Krishna. Here also it is said Janmani, who has appeared Bhagavan, Aharad, to remove Bharam, to remove the burden. So there is a burden for earth. Earth says to Brahma, come along with me. Takes the form of a cow, goes along with Brahma. Brahma prays, please appear. So Lord appears with all the demigods who come in the family of Yadus. So in this the Lord appears. But then what is the burden which earth has? The burden of separation from Krishna. It's not the burden of the impious things. Earth is enough to swallow all the impious things. Just she has to open the mouth, everybody's inside. But even then, she goes and asks, because she is having that separation, Bhulakshmi. She wants Krishna. She is having the separation. And also other devotees also, they have separation from Krishna. That is why to mitigate the separation, that Viraha, Lord appears. Okay. Gadi Mataji, you read purport.
Hare Krishna Mataji. The specific mention of the word Bhagwan in this text indicates that Balram and Krishna are original forms of the Lord. This will be further explained later. Lord Krishna is not an incarnation of the Purusha as we learned from the beginning of this chapter. He is directly the original personality of Godhead, and Balram is the first plenary manifestation of the Lord. From Baladeva, the first planets of plenary expansion, Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Aniruddha, Pradyumna expands. Lord Shri Krishna is Vasudeva and Baldeva is Sankarshana. Hare Krishna.
Yeah. So in this way, Krishna and Balram have appeared. So we have done up to 20 incarnation. 8 we try to recollect. Now your homework is write down all the 20 incarnations. Try to memorize them. Another 4 incarnations are only left. We will do it in the next class. Everything together, if I do, it will be very confusing. So any doubts you can ask. With Rama's love for Sita, let us see this. Let's see this. I got that verse. Priya tu Sita Ramasya Dara Pitrukruta iti Gunat Rupa Gunachapi Priti Bhuyo Abhivardhate. Priya tu Sita Ramasya. So you're actually Sita's, Rama's Sita. Dara Pitrukruta iti. You are the object of love of your father also. Gunat Rupa Gunat Chapi. You have so many wonderful gunas. So in this way, Priti Bhuyo Abhivardhate. Just Rama's love for Sita increases by seeing her wonderful qualities. Antargatam api vyaktam akhyati hridayam hrida tasya cha bhatau dvigunam hridaye parivartate. Her wonderful qualities just transforms the heart. And in this way, her qualities are akhyati. Everybody glorifies the qualities of Sita. Tasya bhuyo visheshena maithili janaka atmaja devata abhi samarupe Sita Shri Ivarupini. She is so beautiful. Devata abhi samarupe. She has all the beautiful personality like a devata. What like a devata? All the devatas bow down before her. There is a beauty. And she is Maithili, Mithila Raja's, Janak Maharaj's daughter, Maithili. Tayasa Raja Rishi Suto Abhikamaya, Samaivan Uttama Raja Kanyaya, Ativa Rama Shushube Muda Anvito, Vibhu Shriya Vishnu, Eva Amara Ishvaraha. So she is so beautiful that whom to choose, that was a big question. She has so much of strength. At the age of, she's such a small child. She picks up the bow and shoots. She wanted to get some flowers. And that bow is of Parashuram. Shiva's bow, which was given to Parashuram, it came to the family of Dashra. But Uttama Raja Kanya, she is the Uttama Raja. For then again, whom to choose then? If this was a big anxiety for Janak. So that is how he got Rama. Who is Rama? Vishnu himself. Because here Mahalakshmi has come. Lakshmi herself is Sita. And for Sita, Lakshmi is there, the Narayana should come. And that is how Vishnu Eva Amara Ishvaraha. So Vishnu comes as Rama. And seeing Sita's wonderful qualities, his heart is completely transformed. So Rama's love for Sita is a section. It is in the first Balkand, 77th chapter, 26th verse onwards. Okay. Any doubts here? So we should do Ramayana also. After Bhagavatam, we should start Ramayana. Then we can start Ramayana. We were doing in the lockdown so much of Ramayana we were doing. We reached up to, I think, Ayodhya Kand was over. Okay, any doubts? Vrindavan Mataji? Yes.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Dandakuda. Mataji, I have 2 questions. First is, Mataji, like here also we read like how Bali Maharaj, how Krishna appeared there. And then we have the reference of Shukracharya, how he disobeyed also, but for a higher purpose. And in our Diksha test paper also, question paper also, these questions are asked. But in our practical life, Mataji, like how do we decide? Like many times we face so many situations wherein we feel maybe we are not capable or Guru's instruction is going contrary. So what should be the line?
If the purpose now, sometimes, let us see this case now. I want to give, but whom to give? If I am giving also, it's not used properly, then what should I do then? I want to give, but if I am giving, then it's not used properly. Guru's instruction is give, but if I give, then it is not used properly. Then Guru's instructions are actually the instructions of Srila Prabhupada, but it should be on the line of Prabhupada. It should serve the mission of Srila Prabhupada. If it is serving the Srila Prabhupada's mission, fine. If it is misused and it is not used properly, then one can reject the orders of the spiritual master if it is not serving the mission. As many a times it happens, Guru gives instruction, seems to be contradictory, what to do, completely confusion is there. At that time, one has to go with the higher principles also. Your dedication is not just to your Guru, it is to the Guru Parampara. If the Guru's words are deviating from the principles of the Sampradaya, we can go, we can reject the orders of the Guru. If we are just bound to the one Guru, we should be. But if the Guru is not bound to the parampara, then he has to follow the higher principles. It's very important. And Guru's support should be there. Guru's support also should be there to the mission. Missionary task taken by the disciples. If the support is not seen, then Guru has different motives.
Like sometimes Mataji, Guru may be Uttam Adhikari. So as Uttam Adhikari, they may not, like generally they should be on Madhyam Adhikari to discriminate. But since they are on a very high transcendental platform, they are not able to discriminate who is good and bad. And sometimes they may give instruction, but we may feel no, it will not be.
Says for the preaching movement, Guru has to come to the platform of Madhyam Adhikari.
Yes, yes.
If he is not able to discriminate, then he is not a proper preacher. Because for preaching, for assisting the preachers, for assisting the mission, he has to take the role of a Madhyam Adhikari.
Very true. Very true. Yes, Mataji's second question. Mataji's second question is here, when we are reading about the incarnations of the Lord, they have been very clearly numbered, like 19th and 20th incarnation, like all have been numbered. But then we do read that it's like a Kala Chakra, it's a cycle of time. So it will just go on. It's not in a linear manner. So it cannot be numbered as such. So why has it been numbered here, Mataji?
Just to say that these are some important incarnations. They can be 1, 2, they can be 3, 4, they can be like another chakra. There are 24 in all. It is not one by one. There are 24 in all.
Okay.
Important incarnation. After that, it's going to come.
Yes.
Asankhya Rupa. We have Asankhya Rupas, not just, don't restrict incarnations till 24. You know 24, that doesn't mean Lord has only 24 incarnations.
Yes. Waves of question, I think it has.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Anyone else? No
हरे
questions?
कृष्ण माताजी। माताजी, आपने बोला कि ये क्वेश्चन लास्ट जो है वो क्वेश्चन नंबर 5 का आंसर है माताजी। Question number 5.
कहाँ है?
Verse number.
असंख्य रूप
आपने
आएगा
अभी
उसके
बोला.
बाद. Yes, उसका आएगा. Let it come ना. अवतारा संख्येन. 26 is the answer. If you are so eager, I'll tell you. 26 is the answer. There are Lord's innumerable incarnations, and those incarnations 24 has been given. All Leela avatars have been given. The Manvantara is also there. Shakti Avashavatara is also there. But this is the answer. Asankhya Rupaha. Okay.
Okay, Mataji.
And sometimes this also has been counted. Eti Cham Sakalapam Sakrishtastus Bhagavan Swayam. Even this is also counted in the answer. Asankhya Rupa, how? Sometimes Amsha, sometimes Kala. This answer is also there. Okay. Anyone else?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Vedas divided Vedas into many branches for the sake of the less intelligent classes like Bushbandhus, Shudras, and women. So, less intelligent women.
In Kali Yuga, all are Shudras. Brahmana is also Shudra. Kalau Shudra Sambhava. Till he does not take up the devotional service, he is Shudra. So there when we say Shudras, Vaishyas, women, should go very deep into it. We should understand what Vyasa means or what Krishna means by this. And immediately there is a Kalau Shudra Sambhava. In Kali Yuga, all are Shudras. Why nobody is doing their own tasks? They are doing somebody else's work. Brahmana is supposed to do his work. Everybody are supposed to follow their own duties, but they are not doing them. So stop here. Take early rest. Write all 20 incarnations. Hari Bol.
Yes.